Welcome to The Explainer. Let's kick things right off today by picturing a classic movie trope. You know the one. A dark alleyway, a masked robber jumps out from the shadows and demands your money or your life. You wouldn't even hesitate to hand over your wallet, right? I mean, your life is infinitely more valuable than a few bucks. Yet, if you really think about it, tomorrow morning, millions of us are going to wake up and voluntarily trade our finite, irreplaceable vitality for a paycheck. It's this massive paradox we barely ever question. And honestly, it sets the stage for literally one of the most transformative financial concepts ever put to paper. Section 1. The Great Money Illusion. So, to cope with the sheer exhaustion of the modern daily grind, what do? We spend that exact paycheck on things we don't even really need. Vicki Robin and Joe Dominguez absolutely dismantled this cycle way back in 1992 by defining the hedonic treadmill. See, society constantly pushes this false narrative that more consumption equals a better life. You know the drill. Get the degree, land the high-paying job, and then naturally you upgrade your lifestyle. You buy the fancy car or rent the bigger apartment, but then bam! Your elevated expenses ensure you're permanently chained to your desk, desperately needing that next promotion and working even longer hours just to maintain your brand new baseline. It's a trap. Section 2, money is your life energy. To actually escape this treadmill, we have to completely, and I mean completely, unlearn our definition of currency. Think about it. When you buy a $1,200 smartphone, you aren't just handing over paper or dropping some digits in a banking app. No, you are literally handing the cashier a physical chunk of your existence. You're trading the exact number of hours of your life it took to earn that cash. Once you start viewing money as the finite allocation of your heartbeats, wow, your entire perspective on spending completely shifts. And really, this is the ultimate tragedy of modern consumer culture. We fiercely guard our bank accounts, right? We check them constantly, lock them behind complex passwords and two-factor authentication. But then we turn around and sell our limited time by the bulk hour to companies, often doing completely unfulfilling work. We treat our money as if it's this incredibly finite, precious resource, but we treat our physical time on Earth as if it's just going to last forever. Section 3. Finding your peak of enough. Okay, so if more money doesn't automatically equal more happiness, we have to look at how spending actually correlates to genuine joy. Enter the fulfillment curve. Funding your basic survival and your comforts, that brings incredible satisfaction. But here's the kicker. Buying past your luxuries actually decreases your happiness. Crazy, right? Why does that happen? Because every single new possession carries a hidden maintenance tax. You have to clean it, store it, organize it, repair it. And worst of all, you have to work longer hours just to pay for all of it. That is the clutter side of the curve, where your stuff essentially ends up owning you. So the ultimate goal here is hitting your peak of enough. Now, achieving enough isn't about extreme deprivation. We're not talking about eating cold canned beans in the dark just to save a few bucks. No way. It is the ultimate state of zen and abundance. It's where your needs are perfectly met, your comforts are there, but you intentionally stop climbing before you stumble down the stressful, cluttered side of the mountain. You have exactly what you need to be perfectly happy and absolutely nothing more to weigh you down. Section 4. Calculating your real hourly wage. All right, let's dive into the math. And hey, we're doing this with absolute empathy. No shame, zero guilt here. Let's look at a persona, we'll call her Sarah. Now, Sarah officially earns $60,000 a year, which looks like a solid $30 an hour on paper. But when we factor in the hidden costs of her job, the whole picture completely changes. Add up her 10 hours a week of commuting, the time and money she spends maintaining a work wardrobe, ordering those expensive convenience lunches just because she's exhausted, and throwing money at happy hour just to recover from work stress, suddenly her standard 40-hour work week is actually a 60-hour drain on her life. When you actually deduct those job-related expenses and taxes from her gross pay, and then divide that true net pay by the actual 60 hours dedicated to the job, wow, her real hourly wage is only $11.66. Think about what that actually means. A $120 pair of sneakers doesn't cost her 4 hours of work like she thought. It costs her over 10 hours of her physical, irreplaceable life energy. Section 5. The 9 Steps to Freedom. Once you realize just how cheaply you've been selling your time, you are finally ready for the blueprint.
This complete roadmap moves you from simply observing your past lifetime earnings, again, without judgment, to ruthlessly tracking every cent based on your new real wage and eventually visualizing your path to freedom on a massive wall chart. It's an incredibly structured system entirely designed to align your money with what you actually want out of life.
A really crucial part of this blueprint is asking 3 vital questions about every single expense. Take a recent impulse buy, for instance, or maybe a massive life energy drain on, say, ordering delivery food for the 4th time this week. Did it actually bring fulfillment in proportion to the hours of your life you traded for it? Does it genuinely align with your core values? Rooting out these leaks ensures your spending actually matches what brings you joy, rather than just acting as a quick, temporary band-aid for work-induced exhaustion.
Which perfectly brings us to the concept of conscious frugality. And let's be clear, frugality is definitely not about being cheap. It is about honoring your finite life energy. It's maintaining what you already have, learning a few simple DIY skills, and entirely stopping the habit of treating shopping as a mindless leisure activity. It's the active, mindful practice of squeezing the absolute maximum joy out of every single heartbeat you traded for $1.
Section 6, Reaching the Crossover Point. As you naturally minimize your expenses through this conscious frugality and maximize your income by finally negotiating your true worth, you begin generating surplus capital. And by tracking your flat, highly intentional expenses against the steadily rising safe yield from your investments, you create a literal race to the finish line right there on your wall chart. You actually get to watch the gap close in real time between what you need to live and what your money organically generates for you. And the glorious day those 2 lines finally intersect, that is the crossover point. Every basic need is now completely funded by the yield on your saved capital. Selling your life energy to an employer becomes 100% optional. You haven't just saved a pile of money here. You have literally bought back the entire rest of your life, completely freeing yourself to spend your remaining heartbeats exactly how you choose. So I challenge you to start tracking your real hourly wage this weekend, because while a street robber asks for your money or your life exactly once, society asks for it every single day until you finally decide to take control. So I'll leave you with this thought. Looking at your own life, what is the one expense you are ready to cut right now, knowing exactly how much of your life energy it's truly costing you?
Please like and subscribe.